So we have the new movie Argylle, directed by Matthew Vaughn, now in theaters. I was able to check it out over the weekend, so what did I think of it? So when it comes to Matthew Vaughn as a director, I enjoy most of his movies. He did X-Men First Class. I really like that one. Did Kick-Ass, and he did the Kingsman movies, which I like also. So I was definitely intrigued on this new movie to where it basically seemed like it was going to be a sort of spy movie. So I was definitely intrigued by it. And really, if I could use one word to describe this movie, I would say fun. This is a fun movie. Wouldn't say it's critically acclaimed or anything like that, but if you're going to want to watch a movie that's just fun in general, something you could turn your brain off to and just have some fun times with it, this is definitely a movie that's worth to check out. This movie definitely does get wacky and kind of zany in some parts, but overall it is a fun movie. Like, I had fun watching this movie, I had a fun time checking it out, and honestly too, it does get a little silly at times, and I think that would be one thing that could either turn you off or onto this movie, to where if you like silliness, then you could probably get on board with this. But if you don't like sometimes silly parts throughout some of the movie, then I'm not sure if this will really gear towards you. But yeah, like I was saying, the words I would describe this movie as is fun, wacky, zany, a little silly at times. But like I said, I had a lot of fun with this movie and I enjoyed it. I will say though, I feel like some people might actually feel about the runtime. This movie does clock in at 2 hours and about 15 or 20 minutes. So the runtime might turn some people off to that. Honestly, I didn't really feel the runtime. Like I said, I had fun throughout the whole movie. I do feel like maybe they could have cut a couple of things here and there, make it a little bit of a tighter story, just a little bit under that runtime. And honestly, it probably would have flowed just slightly better. But honestly, like I said, I didn't really the front runtime didn't really affect me overall. I just enjoyed the movie and just had fun with it. I will say though, a good litmus test for this movie on whether or not you might like it before going in is if you kind of like Kingsman 2, or like if you've seen the trailers to this movie and it just gives off those vibes on you might have fun with it, you might end up liking it, then I would say that's probably a good litmus test on whether or not going in beforehand you might enjoy it or might like this movie. So I say if you enjoyed Kingsman 2 at least, I wouldn't say it's as good as the first Kingsman movie, but Kingsman 2 will be like a good similar type of vibe. And if you enjoyed or kind of liked or was intrigued by the trailer of this movie, I would say that that could be a good test of whether or not you might enjoy this movie before going in. Again, a preface on whether or not you might enjoy it. But really, when it comes down to this movie, man, I was not expecting what they did with this movie, to where this movie was just twist upon twist upon twist. This movie could just been called plot twist movie or something like that, or twist movie or something like that, because it was just twist upon twist, and it just keeps you guessing and keeps you on your feet on whether or not what's going to happen next, and just twist after twist, I gotta say. And I really enjoyed this cast. It had definitely a well-rounded cast with a bunch of high-tier caliber actors in here. It was just a lot of fun being able to see these actors play on these characters and just having fun with this cast. And Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell are of course the front and center of this movie. And I gotta say, they've had great chemistry with each other. They were playing well off each other. The banter and chemistry they had was a lot of fun. Just being able to see them play off each other pretty well. And I just enjoy the character of Sam Rockwell in general in this movie. He comes across as like not your traditional type of spy in the movie, and honestly, it's just a lot of fun seeing him play this character. And he is in fact a spy in this movie. So the way you were able to get him in some of these action sequences and action scenes going on, honestly, are just a lot of fun. And I would say the action sequences and the action scenes in here are definitely similar to what they tried to do with some of the Kingsman movies. Maybe not exactly as the first Kingsman movie, but I can see definitely similarities with it, with like Kingsman 2 action sequences, to where the way that Matthew Vaughn shoots these certain action sequences is very similar to the way he did the Kingsman movies. And some action sequences are just fun and silly and wacky and zany at times. Also, there's like a hallway scene that was just fun and silly at times. And another scene a couple minutes later after that was just, it was just, I don't know, it's just wacky and it's just silly and it's just a lot of fun, honestly. I will say though, it does have a little bit of a wonky CGI and VFX in a couple spots here and there, but honestly, I could look past it because I was just having fun with the movie in general. And this movie is very much a spy-like movie, and it does play into some of these spy movie tropes, and in some ways actually makes fun of the spy movie tropes. So I gotta say, I had a lot of fun movie, and that's really what I was just expecting what this movie was. I just wanted to go into this movie, just have some fun, have some entertainment, and that's what I got with this movie. So if you're looking for something like that, that's just fun and entertaining, I definitely recommend this movie. Like I said, the trailer, if you were intrigued or interested from the trailer, I said that's a good test on whether or not you can probably enjoy this movie. And then this movie, it plays heavily on who the whole appearance of who is Agent Argylle. And, you do find out who Agent Argylle is, the actual Agent Argylle in this movie. So, but it's upon twist in this movie also too. So, and there is a mid-credit scene, so do stick around for that. There's one during the mid-credits. And I guess it plays into a whole sort of cinematic universe that they might be starting. But I was hearing just from an interview that Matthew Vaughn actually did for this movie, and he was saying that this was, in a way, based on a book. There is an actual book out there that recently got released, I think. That is, he was saying, as the way he put it was, the book is the first book in the series. But the way they did this movie acts as movie 4. So it's definitely a weird kind of way they are doing this, to where it's like the first book already released, but in his words, this is movie number 4. So really, this movie is no like inspiration from the first book, or it's like, I guess, inspired by the first book, but this is in fact movie 4, so it's almost like it's not really based on that first book. But he was saying hopefully they'll be able to continue this series, and they'll be able to go back to book 1 and make that into a movie and all that. But for the most part, I got what I wanted to get out of this movie. I had fun watching this movie. I got some entertainment out of it. It was wacky, zany, silly at times, and just fun seeing this cast. So yeah, I would say if those things intrigue you, if you're looking for a fun movie, if you're looking for some entertainment, something that might be wacky or zany, silly at times, a couple good action sequences, then this movie you could probably find some entertainment in. So overall, I enjoyed this movie, and actually, if they do continue on with this whole series and make the other movies, honestly, I'm intrigued by that. I'll be checking those out if they actually do those. But yeah, this movie overall was a fun time.